My name's Rosemary Williams, nee Bejah. I was born in Broken Hill on the 5th of March 1947. My mother was Fazala originally, married to Abdul Bejah, who's known as Jack. And my mum came from Broken Hill, my dad came from Maree. Mum always went home to Broken Hill to have the children. Pop Bejah came from Peshawar and came with the camels, as did many other people who came from all sorts of different places and were collectively known as the Afghans. And when he came, he had his own camels, and in 1896 he actually went on the Calvert Expedition, which mapped out a lot of the territory of, especially around the Northern Territory and Western Australia. There's actually a hill called Bejah Hill in Western Australia. I guess it was very difficult for those people, and a lot of them didn't stay. There were about 3,000, I believe, came with the camels to Australia. And because they weren't allowed to bring their women or weren't allowed Australian citizenship, most of them went back. But the people who didn't go back, they stayed in places like Coolgardie and Maree, Oodnadatta in South Australia, and Beltana, and became camelmen themselves in their own right. Pop actually met a lady in Maree who came there with 7 children and was left there, and nobody really wanted her. Her name was Amelia Shaw. She had 7 children, and my pop actually took her in and looked after herself and the children, and eventually were married, and that's when my father was born. He was the only person, the Bejah person, out of that group. And she was an Australian white lady, and they both lived together for many, many years, and when she died, she was actually buried at Hawker, so I presume that she must have become ill and was taken to the Hawker Hospital, because in those days that was the main hospital, I guess. And Pop lived until, some people say 108, but nobody was really sure of his birth date.